Hello, fellow fish reefers. This is a survey of several of our largest reefs to date. They're in 3 different locations in Baja, California, and they range in size from 20 sea caves all the way up to 500. And they've been on the seafloor for up to 3 years at this point. This particular sea cave is covered with heavy Laminaria digitata and palm kelp and dulse as what you call the understory, which is the small marine algae that hangs out near the bottom. And then it's crowned by several young plants of Macrocystis pyrophora, giant kelp, which is now in a state of recovery after several heavy El Nino events. The sea caves are placed about 20 feet apart, and as you can see, the result is as amazing as it is predictable. Provide just the right critical habitat, just the right shape, just the right chemistry, just the right light, just the right depth, just the right seafloor bottom, and you get this, the beginning of a new or restored giant kelp forest, which is the heart of the entire marine ecosystem in the temperate west coast bight. The sea caves have a design life of 500 years. So if you think of this happening every year, where the kelp grows to the surface, starting with little baby plants around May, and then once they kick off, they grow up to 18 inches a day and make it all the way to the sea surface, forming a beautiful canopy. And if the sea caves are spaced out just right, the light can penetrate like a well-planted forest, to where it doesn't choke out the light like you see in rainforests in the Amazon, where it's too thick and it chokes the light out and it starves the understory. But as you can see, these are spaced just right for maximum light penetration. In reality, each individual sea cave is its own unique ecosystem. Here we are going down the Kelp Stock. This is in 46 feet of water, a different location. The conditions were a little bit tough this day. A lot of particulate matter in the water, but we made it work. And here we have a harbor seal using the sea cave, hunting for food, hanging out in the kelp. It just shows how dynamic and important the sea caves are. And this is dulse red marine algae, very important for thyroid health if you eat it. This is a look at the inside of a sea cave with the beautiful encrusting algae. And a keyhole limpet, which is very important in pharmacopoeia. A close-up of the holdfasts of palm kelp and giant kelp. What do we have here? Looks like a little guitar fish or shovel-nosed shark. That's why we left sand between the sea caves, so the flatfish or the ambush predator have a way to lie in ambush. Headed on down the coast to another co-op that we've been working with for several years, and we're adding on to an existing kelp forest, which is currently very productive for abalone. And here's the co-op giving us a nice interview and their thoughts on the project. ¿Tú le gusta el proyecto aquí?
Sí. Sí, estamos agradecidos con el proyecto.
Sí.
Sí, gracias.
Sí. ¿Tú quieres más cuevas aquí?
Se podría hacer
Sí.
acomodar un poquito más.
Más productos.
¿Ha visto más algas marinas?
Siempre sí.
Sí.
Hay temporadas que hay más poco, pero ahorita se vio un poco más.
¿Y posible más peces?
Sí, las algas atraen más peces, sobre todo el macrocistis.
Here's a nice amount of spiny lobsters in the sea cave in front of this Cooperativa's fishing area. And here we are last year at Tina Reef off of San Quintin, Isla San Martin, deploying almost 500 sea caves. And they've been down for just a year. And as you can see, the calico bass, the sand bass, the white fish have found a really wonderful home with the sea caves that have been placed in this nice choreographed series of clusters of 4 and 8, spread 8 to 10 feet apart. A nice aerial shot of the bay of the island, where they're harvesting Ugur, which is a red marine algae used in pharmacopoeia. Historically, it was used to reduce night blindness for fighter pilots landing on aircraft carriers in World War II. And it's a very manual process where they harvest it off of the reefs, including the sea caves, and dry it in the sun locally. The Fish Reef Project, you've been very helpful with helping us put in the sea caves. We have almost 500 out here. Why don't you tell us a little bit about how those have impacted your livelihood out here?
In a good way, because we used to go around the island to look for fishes, but we don't have to go all the way around anymore because we have it right here in front of us.
And so that's what a big savings in fuel.
It is.
Combustible.
Mucho, sí, pues ahorro de gasolina, mucha gasolina se ahorra. En vez de ir hasta darle la vuelta, pues aquí está enfrente luego.
Do you know maybe a percentage, like what percent savings in the fuel overall in 1 year of working? 20%, 30%? Or
I would say 20%.
20%?
20%.
That's a good fuel savings. It's the most expensive cost, right?
It is.
So if you don't have to spend the money on fuel, what else happens to that money?
More money for my pocket, my family.
Here we are further south at Bahia Sunion, where all of the giant kelp has gone away, and Ranger Jaime with the local CONAP Park Service will explain that.
El Niño event or warm water event here in the Pacific coast of Mexico, and all the macrocystis population in this area just collapsed. It'll be good if we have like a pilot project, to maybe like 150 sea caves to work with the communities here, and try to restore the population of the kelps in the area.
And thank you for helping ocean life thrive.